Hey guys, so welcome back to Opportunity Home. I hope each and every one of you is doing very good. Merry Christmas to you all and Happy New Year. I pray that most of you waiting for your visas will get approved this 2024. Yes, and then if you are yet to submit your application, I pray that may God fulfill your heart desires for you. I have a gentleman here. He came here just because of this interview, just to educate us on how the schooling system works here in Spain. And also they have a group here. I don't know much about that, so he's here to educate us on that. And also I'll be asking him whether it is possible to apply to Spanish schools outside Spain. Maybe you are in Ghana, Togo, anywhere in Africa. Alright, so bro, welcome back to you're not welcome back. You're welcome to my show.
Thank you.
Yeah, so I thank you for handling my invitation. I want to ask what's your name? And then where do you live here in Spain? And also where do you come from?
Okay, so thank you for the opportunity to help others as well. My name is Samuel and here in Spain right now I live in Madrid, but I used to live in Murcia, in a little town called Lorca, but because of school I had to move to Madrid. I was compensating between Barcelona and Madrid, but finally I chose to go to Madrid because it's the capital after all. So studying in Madrid right now, but yeah, I'm here in Barcelona just for this interview.
Alright, so are you a Ghanaian?
Yes, I'm a Ghanaian, born and raised.
Where's your Ghana? Alright, and you do a country now. Yeah, now. Sometimes I was saying a language also out, not only the English. Yeah. Alright, so the last time I was talking to you on phone, you made mention of a group that you have here in Spain. So I just want you to tell us about the group, what the group is all about, and then what you do.
Okay, so first of all, the name of our group is called Gasa, which is Ghassa, which is Ghanaian Students in Spain Alliance. So our main objective with this organization is to help promote education for people living in Spain, the youth here, the people that have come in at a young age that are studying, trying to find their career paths in Spain. Our objective is to help them, offer them information, let them know that there are people who are doing it, because Spain is basically known as a place where people come and then they end up working in factories. They don't pursue professional careers. They leave school and then they start working. So aim basically is to help these young people coming to know that there are people that actually study and people that are working in fields in which they have studied, and it's possible to do it. Yeah, so that's the aim of the group basically.
Oh, okay. So my next question is, you made mention of helping people here in Spain to pursue their education.
Yes.
What of those who are not yet in Spain? What are you doing for those guys? Because people are outside Spain who are willing to come here, but then they don't know how the system works here, and also they don't know. Even some people don't even know whether they can apply to Spanish schools. Yeah. So I want you to make it clear to us that can you apply to a university here in Spain, outside Spain? Maybe you are in Ghana and you want to come here, and also what are some of the benefits of schooling here in Spain?
Yeah. Yes, first of all, it is very possible to apply to a school, to a university here in Spain from outside. It's really possible. I know a couple of people that have done it and are still here in Spain after their courses. So if you want to apply, it's basically the same process that you'd go through with any other university in Europe. The only difference is the language barrier, let's say, because since it's Spanish and you'd have to come from outside to learn a new language, that's basically the only difference there is. But aside from that, it's pretty much easy to apply to schools. A lot of people do not do it because, as I said, the language might be a bit complicated. But if you're able to do it once you get here, it's basically the same thing you do when you go to a different country. Adapt to the culture, learn new things, and it's really possible to do it. Yes.
All right. So before you continue, you made mention of the language barrier.
Yeah.
But people have been traveling to Germany.
Yep.
And then I think it's compulsory for you to learn their language there. Before you can, they'll tell you you can choose to learn the language or not. But when you get there, they'll tell you to learn the language for like 6 months. Yeah. And after 6 months, you are not able to adapt to the language or something. You have to extend it to 1 year. So for you to say the language barrier here, so are you telling us that it is difficult here as compared to Germany? Because I know Dutch is very difficult.
I mean, every language has its own difficulties and challenges. And I think Spanish isn't that difficult. Personally speaking, I don't think Spanish is that difficult. It's just about willing to learn it. Once you are willing to learn the language, it's pretty much easy to learn. It's basically the same construct as French. Once you understand how to conjugate verbs and learn little vocabularies, you are basically set to understand the language. But then in terms of universities, there are some universities that offer courses in English as well. So it doesn't necessarily, here in Spain. So it doesn't necessarily mean that you have to learn the language to be able to take your courses.
Okay.
If you do, it's a plus, because living in Spain and adapting to the culture, it's important to know how to communicate with the people. But aside from that, it's not that hard to learn once you are willing to put in time to learn it.
So because for me personally, I'll advise you to go for the Spanish, those who learn Spanish, because for you to speak English and also speak Spanish is going to be a plus for you, as you already said. So let's look at some opportunities you are going to get after graduating here.
Okay, one thing that people should know is Spanish is a really fast-growing language. I'm not really sure, but it's arguably the second most spoken language right now, as of now, and it's really growing. So in a couple of years, I know that the Spanish is going to be one of the most spoken languages across the globe. So if you have Spanish on your CV and you apply for a job anywhere, the chances of you getting it over someone who only speaks English or just Spanish is high. It's really, really high, because now wherever you go, any English country, they need people that speak multiple languages. And since it's really close to, let's say, Italian and stuff like that, it makes it even more easier for you to learn those languages if you're somebody who's into learning languages to help yourself in your career or something like that. So the benefits are knowing that language. It helps you reach far more opportunities than people with less knowledge of more languages. Yeah.
All right. So my next question is going to be on. Let me. All the questions I'm going to ask you will be based on what I know for different countries.
Yeah. Okay.
I've schooled in Canada, and then I know how their schooling system works there. So I just want to compare what I know there to what you people have here, and then see what my viewers will love best. All right. So I want to know, when you're schooling here in Spain, like as international students, maybe I'm from Ghana, Senegal, anywhere in Africa, or outside Spain, and I'm schooling here. Can I work whilst I'm in school? If it is possible, how many hours can you work?
Okay. So yes, it's possible to work and study in Spain. I think the number of hours that a student can work here in Spain is 30 hours a week. Yeah, so that's the opportunity you have as a student here in Spain. It is possible, as long as you're willing to put in the effort to look for jobs. You can work. Yes, you have your work permit as well as your student visa. Yes.
So far as you can work, meaning you can save. Like even if not much, you can save some money.
Yeah.
So my next question is, can I work and then save for my school fees? Because that's one difficulties people, like the students have when they travel outside their home countries. I don't know whether you know how much international students pay here in Spain. I don't really know.
I don't know the exact amount, but it varies. So, for example, people that weren't born in Spain, let's say Ghanaians, foreigners that weren't born here and or came here at an early age, that have their residency permits. If you are applying to a university, there are those that are automatically can detect that you have your NIE and which is your residency permits, and it just gives you the same price as citizens. But there are schools, there are universities that do not. For example, mine. For example, when I was applying to it, I had to contact the university first to tell them that I had studied here, for them to give me the residence discount. So I think I had to pay like 5,000 euros a year. I mean, it's not too bad, but depending on the degree that you're pursuing, the prices differ. The fees differ from what you're trying to study. So yeah, to be able to work here, yes. To be able to save enough money to pay for your school fees, I would say you should have a backup plan. You should have some money saved, and if you're going to work, use that as money for your rent and basic needs, not so much as something that you're putting towards your education. Because being able to pay for 5,000, I'm using mine as an example. I'm not saying it's a generic amount. I'm just using mine as an example. Paying 5,000 euros a year isn't too much, but I mean you have basic needs. If you're living, for example, in Barcelona or in Madrid, I mean expenses are high, so you can use that for basic needs and have a backup plan which you use to pay your school fees and all that. Yeah.
All right. In
Yeah,
Canada, when you're schooling and you vacate,
Mm-hmm.
you can work. Right now, you can work more than 20 minutes. But at first, students were allowed to work for just 20 hours a year. A day.
A week. Yeah,
a week. Yes. But right now, they can work more than that.
Okay.
But during that time, when you vacate, you can work more than that 20 hours. How does it work here?
I don't necessarily know the answer to this question, but I'd like to think that you'll be allowed to work more than the 30 hours that you are given. Okay. Since the only reason why you're only allowed to work 30 hours a week is because you are a student, which means your primarily objective is to go to school, go to your classes, and be able to work a bit during the week as well. But if you are on vacation and there is nothing prohibiting you from actually working, I'd like to think that you can work more than the 30 hours a week. But that's what I think. I don't really know the exact answer to that question though. Yeah.
All right, so let's go back to the association people have here.
Yeah.
All right, so let's say you have people who have been coming here illegally, let me say through the sea.
Yeah.
Right, and some people are younger and then can also. Well, I know when some people come, they get a chance to go to school. So are those people allowed to also consult you guys and then ask for assistance or they are basically helping those with residences here? Okay.
First of all, I should mention that our president, the person who funded this organization, is someone who's doing a double degree in economy and law. So she's going to be a lawyer, so she knows a lot about these legal things, about school and whatever it may be concerning law. Okay. So first of all, for us to help you with, you need to tell us what it is exactly that you need to know. Your basic information about what you want to do, what you like, and what it is that you want to accomplish. And then through that, we can actually provide you with the information. But yes, we are open to everybody who wants to know about schooling in Spain. It doesn't necessarily have to be someone who has near or who has their residence, let's say. As long as you are willing to study and you need information or you need help with something, you can just contact us and we help you with whatever it is that you need help with. We provide you with the basic with the information that you need for you to make the right decisions for yourself. Yeah, so we're open to everybody.
Let me go back to the language.
Yeah.
So how many months did you use to learn this language?
Okay. I wouldn't necessarily say I learned the language in a span of months. It took me a while. It took me a while. The thing with Spanish is, or with any other language that you want to learn is, you need to have people who speak the language with whom you speak it on a daily basis. If you are speaking the language every once a week, it's going to be really hard for you to learn it to a point where you can say, oh, I speak Spanish fluently. If you don't have people around you that are speaking the language with you, let's say at least 5 times a week, because let's say you're going to school, you have Spanish friends, try and speak the language as much as you can. Make mistakes, let them laugh at you, but keep speaking the language. Because the thing with people is, once you make a mistake and then they start laughing at you, they'll be like, that's not how it's supposed to be said. You become shy all of a sudden and we stop interacting in that language. But if you really want to learn how to speak the language, you have to be willing to let people laugh at you, so that you can actually learn, benefit from those people. It took me, let's say, a year to comprehend what my friends would say in Spanish, and for me to kind of interact with them. And basically, for me, I made a lot of friends because I used to do a lot of sports, and I made a lot of friends through that. And because of that, I actually picked up the language pretty fast. I could understand, but I couldn't really speak it that well. That's the whole difference. In a span of months, you could really understand what they are saying, but you can't really engage in conversations with them as much. So yeah, it takes a while to speak and understand it really well. Let's give it like a year. You should be able to, as long as you're putting in time to it. Yeah.
All right. So let me ask you a general question right now.
Mm-hmm.
Will you advise someone who is back home? Let me use Ghana as an example, because I don't know the crisis in
Other
different
countries,
different countries.
Yeah.
So let me use Ghana as an example. Will you advise someone who is in Ghana and then having all the documents to take him or her to Spain?
Yeah.
Will you advise the person to come here or stay there?
I would definitely advise the person to try and come. Yes, because it beats being in Ghana. From what I have heard, from the economic crisis going on, I advise anybody who has the possibility to travel outside to do it. Because once you get here and you get your studies and everything in order, even coming from abroad and going back to Africa, or going wherever it is that you are, when people take a look at your CV and see you've studied outside, you've gotten experiences, people tend to give you more opportunities, because they know that you've experienced the world, you've gotten a lot of views on how things work in different sectors of the world, and then they offer you more opportunities. So I'd advise anyone who can and who is willing to try as much as possible to come. Maybe Spain might not be your first priority, but you can try. Even if it's for the exposure of experiencing a new culture, a new country, I'd advise you to come.
All right. So what are your final words for my viewers? And also, I want you to tell us about your social media for the association. Yes.
Yeah. All right. So as I said, our organization is called Gasa, which is GHASSA, which is Ghanaian Students Association in Spain. So you can look us up on Instagram. We are mainly on Instagram now. But just in case, I'll give our details, our link, so that he can put it down in the comment section. So just in case you can find us on Instagram. And as of now, we are open to taking members. So if you'd like to be a member of our association, get the first updates on things we are doing. And this is something we are doing free of charge. We are not charging anybody anything. We are doing just to promote education in Spain, because as we can see, other countries, there are a lot of students going out there and benefiting from the economy and from the education system. We want to promote education here in Spain as well. So if you have any questions, you have anything you want us to help us with you, just DM us on Instagram with our link, and then we will help you with whatever you need. Okay.
All right, so thank you for answering my invitation.
Yeah, of course.
God really bless you.
Yeah.
So this is where we are going to end our conversation. We will have some subsequent videos from time to time. If you have any questions, put it in the comment section, so that you can actually, if I can reply to those messages, I'll reply. If I can't, I'll call him and ask him about those questions. And even he's on my page. He's a subscriber, so when you put it in the comment section, he will actually reply to your message. Alright, so thank you for watching this. If you've not subscribed to the channel, please subscribe and then put the notification on all, so that anytime we drop a new video, you will be the first person to see it. Thank you for watching this video. Bye bye.